Even a little close for me. I thought you were like coming in for a smooch, and I said, okay.
I'm Jon Hosking, Peloton Instructor.
That's always been the way I've tried to live, and it's not healthy.
Ever wondered what we really talk about when the cameras stop rolling?
You're not too tough to cry in my class.
No script, no filters.
Oh my God.
So join me and the boys and take your seat at the next table.
I love to see a man blush.
I turn into like coaching. I'm like, 4 reps, do the thing. Yep, take a deep breath. Yep, then.
Looks like it's looking like it.
I like it as well. I saw your video driving in. I thought to myself,
It was gonna be a good day.
It is gonna be a good day.
I felt the spirit, brother.
It is gonna be a good day.
Listen, I left the house today not in sweat, so I was like, I know it's gonna be a good day. All right.
Hello, let's.
sunshine.
Oh, that's a warm embrace. Such a warm embrace. Hello, how are you? Good morning, good day. I don't know what time we're acting like this is. Okay.
Jump yourself around there.
You saved the best.
Excuse me? The best for last?
Don't be upset. Nice.
See, look at that embrace.
Your response.
Look at that embrace.
I lived across the pond.
Guys, we'll be 1 minute.
1 minute? I didn't even get 1 minute.
I love you, bro. How you doing, baby? How you feeling? I would hug you that long, but like we see each other pretty often.
Okay, stand up when you see me.
There is nothing quite like the power of a full back hug to charge you up for the day.
Yeah.
The power of the embrace.
Yes, sir.
Boys, the collective power of the embrace that I just felt from you boys walking into the room was special. You could actually do a little bit better than you did, but that's okay because we've hugged so much in the last couple of 3-4 days.
The early call.
Okay.
The early call.
Body does go a little bit.
It's like AT said, if you're not sure when you're going to next see the person or you haven't seen them for a while, then it's deeper.
Well, I see you frequently.
That's my point. Yeah.
So you know, it wasn't as
Where would you
as strong
if
of
you
an
hadn't
embrace.
seen one of your boys for about a month?
Oh.
If 1 out of 10 was the casual nod of approval to be like, yo, and 10 was the full bear hug.
Yeah.
Whereabouts are you gonna position that? Where do you want to go?
I'm going 9.
You're going full 9.
But I'm gonna tell you, it's a 9 immediate embrace. Then I pull back and look at you to make sure you're good.
Oh.
And bring it back in.
Okay, I like the technique.
Yeah.
I like the little dap before a hug.
Yeah,
Then
I gotta
you sometimes have that dangling when they don't come and find you.
No.
And then you go,
What's happening?
You just wave into the hug.
Yeah, I go with 9.
You're going 9,
right?
Does your 9?
I think it's like the check-in. It's
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
really like see how someone's doing.
Because if I go 9 and you go 3, we're already disconnected.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I gotta feel the energy from afar.
You're going out to try and find it.
If I haven't seen you in a while, I gotta give you a 9.
And I'm gonna bring this up, Cody, because you mentioned this to me the other day. How about how you were convinced when we embraced the other night that I was gonna kiss you?
You are a close embracer, and then he does the check-in, but it was like this, and I was like, "Are you trying to make out? Like, what's going on?"
It's the immediate rush.
No, he was just so excited to see me. You know, he was just like he was excited.
Bro, are you gonna kiss me?
And he hits you with the bro. Are you going to kiss?
He's like, oh, yeah.
No, so his
I don't know whether he said bro,
his look at.
bitch, but it was
I feel like I'm going for a 10. Like I'm gonna smother someone if I haven't seen them in that long. Yeah.
And that's gonna be, all right, back up, you're too close.
No.
Okay.
No, and I might give him a little kiss on the cheek.
I think that's your vibe as well.
100%.
A little smooch.
I like that a lot.
We grew up as men kissing your male cousins, uncles. My dad always give me a kiss on the cheek, so it's like a normal thing for me. But I don't think it's an American, a normal American thing.
It's like that in my culture too, but if I kiss one of my boys on the cheek, they'd be like, hey, yo, son.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, son.
You good?
You good? You good? It's been a while.
I'm all right. You don't like. You don't need to say. Yeah. It's,
But do you not feel like going back to the dap? Sometimes I feel like
caps lock on that dad.
no. I just feel like sometimes it is awkward, but then also I feel like with especially straight guys, like you have to have the. It's like the dap is like the precursor.
To saying
Like some
man.
guys don't feel comfortable just doing the hug, so a lot of time I'm just like, get this shit out of my head, like give me a hug. Do you know what I'm saying?
Says that I go to dap you every time. You never dap you. Like, give me the hug first.
Yeah.
That's actually funny you say that.
Not the idea of you swiping me out of the way.
Like, get this out of my face.
He's like, get this straight shit out of here.
It's just like I feel like it's so not unnecessary, but it's just like it's like a little warm up to see. But I'm like,
It's a vibe.
get out of here.
I think I test it based on your energy. That's how I meet folks.
Yeah.
So if I know if someone wants the embrace, the full hug, no dap and a hug, or like kiss on the cheek, like I give you what you
Adrian,
need.
I'm going to take all of it from you.
Okay.
That's why we just hugged there for like
Exactly.
a minute straight.
Yeah.
And look at you, you look incredible as well. You look incredible. In fact,
sit up a little bit. Straight.
It's nice.
This is what
it's
you do
nice
on the
to see
platform.
you all like
The
this.
way you just stared into his eyes, I was like, I see why members are connected to you, bro. You looked at him in a different way right now. I like that.
I hug you the minute you come in the door.
You do.
If I see you like
You're
in the
like, get
green
out here.
room.
Give me a hug.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice to see you all looking like this, though. This is lovely.
And by this,
Not
you
in work,
mean
just not in work.
Real
out
clothes.
here. In our own clothes.
Clean.
that
Looking
British,
great, looking
sharp.
clean.
British syntax or like.
Yeah. We could go on all day just in a love off, just telling each other how
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
You got great skin right now, brother.
Thanks so much.
No, he has like a full toiletry bag.
Me?
Yes.
As you should. What's wrong with?
No.
This is my favorite.
When I saw you in the UK, you had a full toiletry bag moment, but not like super big, but
think
just
to-
like you had your products.
It needs to be collected together in some.
Yeah.
I was just inspired by the organization because
Okay.
mine is like in a locker and it looks a mess. Like I've got to like sift through things to find the
Your work
moisturizer.
locker is
My work locker
terrible.
is a mess.
But
I can't comment mine as too.
My work locker.
is so bad right
My
now.
work locker is a disgrace.
Is it?
Yeah, it's falling apart. As soon as I open it, I go.
But the toiletry bag,
Yeah,
go.
I'm dapping my own work locker as it's falling out to make sure I'm just dodging stuff. We've started off in like. Have we started off really superficial, just sat here paying each other compliments?
No.
I don't know. Is that okay? You're all right?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, what's-
I show love to the people. Huh?
AT, what would you say is the best compliment that someone's given you that's not surface level? So it's nothing to do with your appearance. It's just as compliment. How about a compliment that a guy has thrown you where you thought to yourself, that means a lot to me?
Yeah, actually, your energy. If somebody says your energy looks great today, it's something, in my opinion, where you can't put a shirt on, you can't put hair and makeup on for that. It's the behind the scenes frequency. If somebody can see that, it lets me know I'm doing something great behind the scenes. So if a man, especially when my boy's like, yo, you got good energy today, I'm like, well, damn it, you know what? Maybe I do.
That's
it's
nice.
a little different. It's a little different. I feel like it's a top tier compliment in my world. What about you?
I really like the energy one.
Yeah.
It's really nice. What you walked in with today, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if someone says that you're kind,
Respect.
Yeah.
you know, if someone compliments you on your kindness, I think that's kind of everything.
Yeah.
Where can you go
Yeah.
wrong after that? If someone says, you know, thanks you for being kind or thanks you for being honest, then you can't really go too far
sir.
wrong from there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Also, like sometimes kindness isn't necessarily recognized all the time,
For sure.
yeah.
and like I feel like going throughout the day, my day to day, I try to find moments to just like be
Put that out
kind.
there.
Whether it's like you smile at a stranger on the subway, or you do something nice for an old lady on the train, like
Yeah,
you know,
Mm-hmm.
I love that kind of stuff.
So do I. Those small little interactions.
I mean, they're meaningful. I think one of the biggest things for me is when someone says thank you for listening. And I think that's just a big thing that goes unnoticed or we don't think about because we always have this kind of like friendship and interaction during the course of the day, but a lot of people don't get to be heard. And I think that's a big one for me.
Creating a safe
Someone's
space
like,
for people to
"Thank
feel
you."
seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, that's always I think also listening is like not a hard thing, but when people come to you with stuff, like if they're going through it, my like clarifying question is always, do you want me to listen or do you want my advice?
That's one of
Those
the-
are two different
It's one of
clarifying
the best things
things.
I've learned.
100%.
Because sometimes people just want to come to you with their baggage, and you want to embrace that.
Yeah.
And I think, like for me, as someone who likes to like fix or change or maybe even control, like I want to jump in and be like, well, you should do this and do this and do this. And like sometimes people just need someone to be like, this is going on. I don't need you to fix or change it.
And you know what? That's really big that you brought that up because there was this incident in London a year ago, 18 months ago. I don't even know whether you remember this, but I came into the green room and I was carrying some baggage. I was going through a little bit of heartbreak at the time. And Cody was in there with me. He was the only guy in there with me. And he asked me how I was, and he was sat on the sofa at the other end of the green room, and he asked me how I was. And it was just that moment where I was like, do you know what? I'm not gonna hold this back. I remember I dropped my bag on the floor. I just looked at him. I said, bro, I'm suffering right now. I'm struggling. I'm in a place where I said, how do you go on and you make this happen now when you're feeling so deeply kind of like full of sorrow in that moment where you're heartbroken in that time, and you were incredible.
Oh,
you were incredible.
you.
You were incredible. It was exactly what I needed, the exact right amount.
Yeah.
So you listened and then you just came back with exactly what I needed to hear, and I was like, goodness me, like thank goodness. So I'm so pleased that you were there.
Good.
And someone different in the environment as well from you
Yeah,
made
yeah.
a massive, massive difference. So.
You had to go teach a class right after as well?
Oh yeah, you betcha.
That's the best part.
Those classes are
Work does
sometimes
not
incredible,
stop.
by the way. Sometimes
Yeah,
we're still
yeah.
like, you step up after those classes, you're like, where did it come from?
Yeah, what did I
It came
say?
from somewhere. I don't know what I said, but here it is.
That conversation made you feel lighter on your feet and mentally, so you went in there with less adversity and a little bit more clear direction.
I think so.
Without question, yeah.
Yeah, looking back now, that must have
Couch
been
talks are different in the locker room, man.
Yeah.
It's its own series. Like, couch talks are different in the locker room.
That's kind of what we're having right here, right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always found it hard. Like I'm still someone who struggles with like asking for help when I need it. Not in an emotional way, more so in like a bandwidth kind of way, or being like I'm overwhelmed. I always try to take care of everything on my own. I think that just comes from like being an only child to a single parent and like just always feeling like I have to figure it out.
I'm the same exact way.
Yeah.
But I think it comes from mom, my mom lost her job during 9/11. My brother graduated college. We were like the support system.
Yeah.
And so that's been the way I've lived since I was like 18. And then when my dad got sick and passed away from cancer, I took care of him. So there's always this caretaker mentality. And so I never like to ask for help.
Yeah.
No matter, I try to get
Give it a
everything.
heartbeat, though.
But
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. But
I was going to
wouldn't
say,
think twice
people are
about it.
coming to you. People are coming to you.
Yeah.
And you're handing out that help and you're being that person for them. But there's no part of you really innately that would be like, right, now I need my own.
it's a challenge for me, and I think it comes from like me also being a caretaker. I
Yeah.
feel like you have some of that.
Without question.
Definitely. Yeah.
And it's like, maybe you just kind of get in that rhythm. Not that it's like, it's just, I think I've always wanted to find like friends or partners that I can kind of trust, that I can like fall into. And I always find that very difficult for me to like settle into.
Yeah,
I'm always trying to like make sure everything's okay.
That's why
it's hard.
Your support system, you got to be very mindful about that, because in times in life where you feel like you're drowning, the people around you keep you afloat.
Yeah.
You gotta be very mindful of that, right?
Yeah.
For sure. And you identify those people quite quickly. If you're anything like me,
Yeah.
I feel like you find those people quite quickly, and you find that frequency with them where you're like, I think this.
Yeah. Energy attracts, so.
Yeah. And how about expectations that we might place on ourselves that are uniquely felt by men? Things that you feel are expectations, but they're not felt by everyone. Men in particular, we place these on ourselves, or our environment, or society. We feel our society has placed these on us as men.
Provider, caretaker, you don't get to feel, you keep it moving at all times.
Yeah.
Whatever's going on, you feel any sort of way, it's like assess the situation, figure it out, and then keep moving on. Don't embrace that you might feel emotional from it. Don't embrace that you potentially don't have an answer. You need to figure it out as a man, always. And that's not something that I think was put on me through my family. I think that's a societal thing, right? In my household, my mom and my dad both worked. And so I know in a relationship, not to say that it's equal, but like everyone's contributing.
Yeah.
And that's what I grew up thinking and knowing. I think when I had that take care of the whole family go on, it became my identity. And so I've tried to work those things out of my head, but I think they always find a way of creeping back in. And that's not just with, everyone's always like, is that with the opposite sex? Do you feel that way with just your sister, your mom? No, I feel that way with, I want to take care of you, I want to take care of you, I want to take care of you, because I'm the caretaker. And so if you can't figure it out, I'll figure it out for you. And that's always been the way I've tried to live, and it's not healthy, actually.
I was just about to say,
It's impossible to keep up with.
It's impossible. And like, do we want to shed that? Do we want to move through and not have that where we place that on ourselves as men?
There's a weird thing for me. I somewhat appreciate that level of like being a provider and being this like tough masculine man, but at the same time, I watched my father when he got sick be stripped of that masculinity and have to forcefully be vulnerable, which was a lot of resistance for him. But when you watch it day in and day out, you see your dad on the couch and you start to be like, the guy that I viewed as the toughest individual in the world is losing a bit of shield of armor. It forces you to have to put your brain in a different space of, I could be that potentially one day. And instead of waiting until the day that my life changes and I need to be vulnerable, through fitness, through movement, through community, through, honestly, through Peloton as well, that was a maturity point for me where I was like, my vulnerability is actually my strength. Instead of me being the person that's like, nah, this happened in my world, don't cry, hold it in together. I'm like, nah, pardon my language, fuck that. Break down to break through. If we can break down and actually feel, that's a strength. You could actually sense a feel and embrace the emotion. Nah, then unless you know exactly your level of awareness in life and where to take it. So I try to coach within pedal strokes every single day. Like, you're not too tough to cry in my class. And if you try that, I'm going to break you down so you can break through. You know what I mean?
I think some of the biggest breakthroughs you can have is like when your physical body says, I've had enough, and then emotionally everything starts to come out.
That's very hard for me.
That's a hard barrier for you.
No, just like, I feel like I push myself to a place of that physical exhaustion. I get to a place where I'm like run down and like burnt out. And it's hard for me, like, until I get there, I don't even feel it. Like, I try to be better as I get older to like see it before I get to that point, but it's really hard.
So it comes in like a heavy wave.
I don't even feel it until I'm in it.
Really?
Yeah, like, I don't know, I think a lot of sometimes my drive is a little bit of a trauma response from like fear of growing up super poor and just seeing my mom struggle and stuff like that. So I feel like if I'm not constantly going or constantly doing something or constantly achieving something, that like it's all gonna like
Be stripped away.
Like I'm gonna be like that homeless kid that I was when I was 12 and not be able to provide or like have things. And so like until I just feel like I'm always like pushing through just to get there. And then once I'm in that burnt out space, that's when I'm like, oh, I need to pull it back. I was actually doing a podcast for like a therapist, and this, I think it's called like anhedonia or something like that. It's like you are operating at such a high frequency and you're pushing yourself so much, and it's almost like I don't want to say a functioning addict, but it's like almost a functioning addict where you're so addicted to the stress and being busy and occupied that you get to a point where you're just like, but I'm working a ton, I'm making money, I'm successful, I'm doing all the things. But then you kind of step back and you look at it and you're like, but I'm not happy. I'm not feeling my feelings. I'm just like in it. And you're not really in that depth of emotion. You're just literally like a functioning work addict, if that makes sense.
Richard
and I feel
Finance with broken spirit a little bit.
Yeah.
Richard Finance with broken
and
spirit.
what's the point in working so hard or what's the point in working so hard if you're not going to like enjoy life?
Yeah.
You know, and savor the people around you and all that sort of stuff.
I think that's why when I got injured, when I had my elbow, had to have surgery, it was one of the best moments of my life because I had to stop. I couldn't exercise, I couldn't work. The emails were turned on, and I was like, I don't even know what that's like because I've been working since I've been 15.
Yeah.
And so it was the only time I'd had, I think it was like 8 weeks, consecutive 8 weeks to be like, what are you also interested in outside of this addiction?
It forced you to slow life down.
Yeah.
It's like an accidental antidote.
It was one of the best things.
Yeah, it's a nice route. It's like, I know what you're saying.
Is there anything that you would say could be the antidote for you when you're feeling that way? When you're in that moment that you go to where you're like, you know what, I know that one, I need to go there. For me, for example, like, I found so much solace in pottery. And I'm excited for I'm excited for let me tell you. You need to bring me along on the journey with you.
Gonna have a ghost moment.
Adrian, I'm gonna remind you.
I didn't know pottery was so popular around this table.
It's impossibly therapeutic, and it's really, really difficult. So you're having to apply yourself. For me, it was an incredible place to put my patience. I feel like I'm a very patient individual, and this was just something that required all of it right there in that moment. And it just meant that when you're in there, I've not had this sensation much. I'm not thinking about anything other than that feeling. Anything other than, and also like you were saying, I'm incredibly detail driven. So detail driven, I find it meticulous, and I find it sometimes to be almost. It's exhausting and it almost suffocating thinking about all these details. But here was literally a practice where I'm like, I'm in the detail.
Yeah.
I'm living in it, and I've got this one moment here in a 3D thing in front of me.
And that's how you came to make these beautiful artisanal mugs?
Yeah, and here we are.
Much. Cheers to these mugs.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome. This is
So beautiful.
Yeah, amazing.
That's why I picked up golf this year for that exact reason. That level of disconnect and having to close out those mental tabs, to be present with the objective 18 times in a row, and know each objective is completely different because you have different adversity. We got to get you on the golf course.
No, I was there. It's not for
Would
me.
you say that on a weekly basis you have something that you can do that? I asked a few instructors this question of like, what is the one thing
Like an outlet?
is your outlet outside of this?
Being in New York for such a long time, I think one of my biggest outlets is actually like going out and dancing. Like going to a club.
We see you shining.
You know,
thing
listening
that
to some house music and like that sort of like nightlife space. It's just like a place to be fun, to be silly, to let go, to move and dance and express yourself in that type of way. And I've just been really fortunate that that's been a space that I've met a lot of the really close people in my life.
Really?
And like we started off as people who met on the dance floor, but then have developed into these, young professionals who have things going on and, having these really deep relationships. But even now, it's like that's a place that I like to go and enjoy myself. Now that I'm getting older, I love a daytime party more, but
Nice. Does that mean that your friendship group now, I think this is definitely the case for me, your friendship group now looks very different to how it did perhaps when you were in your late teens or early 20s? Has it kind of evolved with time? Is that in relation to what you do for work? Is it your environment being in New York? What is it? Does it look different now?
I feel like I've known a lot of my friends for over a decade at this point, so like late 20s. So I think the reason that they're still around is because they themselves, like me, have chosen to evolve.
Fair.
And like progress and figure out their careers and mature and all these sort of things. So they've stuck around. But I'm also like, some have fallen to the wayside and they don't fit into your life, and there's no shade and there's nothing wrong with that when people separate or have different life paths and you don't become each other's priority as much as possible. So yeah, I've been fortunate to have that, but I feel like the ones that were surface level or were not in the place that they had their season and that season's over and that's okay.
Yeah. And then the ones that stick around that you perhaps don't need to catch up with as much, but when you do, it's fresh and it's nice and it's new and it's great, and you just kind of almost go back to that same rhythm that you were at. And then kind of like, what's your balance between friends, acquaintances, how, you probably...
I'm laughing.
Why are we laughing?
Because a lot of people may think that we're friends, but we're actually acquaintances. And that's sometimes that's hard.
I'm pretty good at making that distinction. Like if someone's like, "Is that your friend?" I'm like,
No, I mean, in their eyes, they may think that we're friends, but I'm just so friendly or try to be friendly to everybody that I'm like, my definition of friend, I actually don't have friends. I just have family. There's no in-between point. There's like, if you're my friend, you know my family, which means that you family. And
got you.
I had this like basis in high school that we used to go off of. If my mother can't call you to come cut the grass, you're not my family. You're not my friend.
AT, when we were...
Well, I've never cut grass in my entire life, so...
No, but I had those friends, though, that like, if I wasn't home, if I was in college, they would stop by the house, take care of my mom's child. Like, it was that rooted of, like, that local small town of, like, nah, if you're friends with somebody, you're friends with the family as well. So it's a little bit different in my space.
AT, when we were together a little while ago, you said if you're in New York for a little time, you've got to come by the house.
Yeah.
And you've got to come and train with me. And when I was younger, I did have a job in the summer doing some gardening. So... if you ever need me to come and mow your mum's garden, then just let me know.
Listen,
and come and train with you.
Between you
Does
and
this
Emma
mean that
Love,
we're friends?
Yeah, we family.
Who do you need to film the content? Is what I'm saying. You in the garden is gonna go real viral.
I'm gonna leave there. I'm gonna come straight to pottery with you. Then we're going out.
Touching all bases.
Yeah, exactly.
A well-rounded day.
How do you identify friends and acquaintances in your life?
Do you know what? I'm blessed because whilst I don't feel like in the last kind of like 15 years, 14 years since I graduated from university, that I don't feel like I've really kind of like fully invested in a romantic relationship with someone ever for an extended period of time. But what that's blessed me with is the time to really, really invest in my closest, tightest group of boys that are like brothers to me. And I made those friends when I went to university, and I was just so lucky that I went to university, and I never feel like I have used, and people argue that I haven't used what I went and studied. You know, what the degree that I got, my career now has nothing to do with my degree, but the place that I'm at in my life has got everything to do with the guys that I met while studying for my degree. And so having met those guys, the whole degree is worthwhile. The student debt was worthwhile because I met this core group of boys who know me so well, and I know them so well, and I can go to them with anything. And that's my biggest superpower outside of anything I want to do from a career perspective or anything that I'm asking of myself, any expectations I place on myself. I've got these guys that I can go to any which one of them, and we've got this amazing environment whereby I know that I can go to them with stuff, and likewise, you best believe they all come to me. So like, it's just a nice feeling to know that it's like a holiday every time I'm with these guys, and every time that I'm finding some time for just chilling in my apartment in London with the boys, it's just magic. And now we've got golf, so we're all going to play golf together.
That's the chosen family right there.
Exactly.
It's different than the people you grew up with in the sandbox just because you grew up in the same middle school, high school. These are the people you're choosing every single day with an intent to show up for. And maybe you guys go a little while without speaking. Some of my best friends are back home. I may go 2 months without speaking to you, but I see you, it's the instant 10-second hug, breaks you in, but they also understand the lifestyle and the sacrifices that need to be made. So no pride, no ego, straight love, straight communication at all times.
And then the best thing about it, that exactly as you said, is like watching everyone else succeed as well.
Yeah.
And feeling like you're all in this moment together, just like you were saying with friends you met through partying. Like now you've known them long enough, and now they've all got their own things, they've all got their own stuff going on, and you're kind of like evolving together as a group.
It's different when your friends' wins become your wins.
There's no feeling like that.
It's one of the best
feelings in the world.
Best
feelings in the world.
And I feel the same way when I see all of you winning as well, and I think to myself, this is magic. This is magic what we got going on.
It's funny, I think I've had less and less. Like what you said, realizing that acquaintances I thought friends or acquaintances were friends.
Yeah.
And then realizing, no, they were just acquaintances, people to fill spaces. I have so many text messages, and it's a great thing, and it's fun. And I never answer my texts because I hate the phone. But that's because anyone who knows me knows, like, if you actually need me, call me, because it's a real thing. I don't have to say, like, I really just don't have time to chit chat and be like, hey, sup, good, you, great, amazing. It's just, for me, a waste of time.
I'll miss a text, but if a phone call comes in, I'm trying to pick up the second ring. I'm like that.
A phone call?
Always.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if someone's calling you, I feel like there's something
Nowadays, if someone's calling you, it's like,
what's going on?
We need to address
emergency.
I love that it is become so extreme. When people call you, they're like, oh, something must be wrong. It's like, no,
depends
just
on
calling to chat.
Like, you get those 2 o'clock random calls from Jen Sherman. I'm like, I hope everything's okay. It's just at the. What are you up to?
Damn, I don't feel special.
No, she just likes to call to gossip. She likes to call and gossip.
But it's like a random time of the day. I'm like, I hope she's okay. I get like a 10 o'clock random phone call. She's out partying. Like, I ran into this person. I'm like, girl, I thought something was happening to you.
Yeah, you can't set me up like that.
That's what I do.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm gonna call you every day.
You can. I will pick up. I will always pick up FaceTime or a call. Always. A text. Maybe in a week.
So these are the same.
Maybe in a week.
That's worse than me.
Someone at this table smells amazing, by the way.
Oh, I don't think it's me.
Thank you so much.
Who's wearing something magic?
I'm definitely.
me.
I think I'm wearing some from Aesop.
I don't know what it is, but you know.
Someone smells incredible.
You don't know?
Yeah.
I'm at that.
How
point
many
in my
fragrances do you have?
I'm at that point in my life where I feel like a Haitian uncle, where it's just a bunch of fragrances, and I just pick by the thing, you know.
Yeah, it's got to. It could be my oil. It could be my lotion.
I get too overwhelmed.
So how long would it have taken you, for example, self-care and grooming?
Yes, I'm
for
probably
you
that.
to
I'd
get
probably
here
be,
today.
Yeah.
Prior to coming here.
It's super easy.
Because bear in mind that there's a lot of people, especially online, that very much appreciate you lotioning yourself and then sharing that experience with everyone else.
What movie is this?
No, as in, I've seen it, and I know that it's widely appreciated.
Okay. Thank you, Cody.
Yeah.
I speak on behalf of a lot of people and say that, you know.
Speak on behalf of the community.
Yeah.
The community.
They appreciate your lotion. Yeah.
How long would it take me? So, I mean, I'm pretty simple. I have no hair, so it's easy for me. I think that's the easiest part. And I'm pretty, as a New Yorker, I'm always wearing black. right? So it's like I'm pulling
You
black
also
things
wear
out of the-
pants all year long.
Yeah,
It
you know why?
freaks me
Because
out.
we never wear real clothes in fitness. This is why everyone's like, wow, look at you today. Look at you, look because we wore normal
It's
clothes.
like the middle of August and you're in a pair of jeans. It
Yeah.
just doesn't compute to me.
I know, you hate it.
I hate it.
Stop judging
Sorry, so
me,
when it's
though.
August, he's wearing jeans.
Literally.
Listen, but my skin looks hydrated, right?
ASAP.
As soon as I can wear shorts, I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah.
I'm rocking
likewise.
shorts as long as possible.
As long as possible.
I try
How
to
long
wear
did it
pants
take you
all
to
the
get
time.
ready for today?
I have two things. It's like, am I in a rush or am I early?
Yeah.
So if I'm in a rush, it's there's a thing. It's like a military
is a
shower.
thing.
It's like,
Yeah.
before I went to military school, my dad made me practice 3-minute showers. So if I'm in a rush, I know how to take a 3-minute shower if I need to.
Yeah.
But if not, I'm chilling. I'm like robe on, long shower.
Yeah.
I gotta wash my face, brush my teeth. I gotta
Yeah.
put my eye mask on. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Wow.
yeah, I'm very high.
Jade roller.
No, all that. Put the serum on the face, toner. Like I'm that person.
Really?
Yeah, because my mom watches all my class, or like at least checks in on all my classes, and she'll be like, "You didn't wash your face here. You got crust in your eye here." Like,
Wow.
My mom is like,
I mean, you were putting on chapstick right now. He's like, I want to make sure these lips don't look chapped.
Wow. If I get on stage and I'm ashy, like the production, like shout out to them now. They'll be like, "Yo, you ashy," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"You need to tell me that."
That's
Like,
a real
Tell me that.
feeling. That's a real
Just
feeling.
Elbows.
Elbows,
Any
knees.
crease. Any crease.
Are getting carb.
It's definitely like it's a black
No,
mom.
I just always forget. Like, my knees are always ashy before I go down there, but I have to,
no,
like,
man.
So how long's your regime taking for you to prepare for?
for today it was easy. I mean, like, I just took a shower, shaved, did my hair, put on moisturizer.
Minutes? What we're talking in minutes?
I looked at the clock. I was making oatmeal. I started that, and I went to take a shower. It was like 7:30, so I was done by like 7.
Are you long shower? I take like 20,
No.
20, 30 minutes.
15 minutes
No,
for
no, no, no.
oatmeal, shower, moisturizer. It's good.
15
let
minutes,
the day
like 15,
flow,
20
baby.
minutes.
15 minutes.
20 minutes.
That's powerful. That's
I've
very-
got my hair down, like, to a science.
Yeah.
Shaving's quick. I like moisturize and SPF before I leave. There's nothing crazy.
Showers.
20, 30 minutes.
I know.
I
getting
lay
dressed.
in the shower.
The hardest part is getting dressed.
Do you really?
Yeah, I need
what?
to bring my energy. Like, I need to ground myself.
A little lay down
You're in
moment.
the
I
shower.
gotta start
I
following
lay
on
in
water
the
bills
shower.
out here, right? 15, 20-minute showers.
One of the best things you can do is fill the tub up warm,
I don't
hot,
even fit in
boiling,
the tub.
and then put the shower on. Feels like you're laying in the ocean and it's raining.
You know what? You're unique.
Yeah,
You're special.
I am. I am special.
You
Thank
are.
so much.
Anything that brings you peace.
I'm chaotic. So like, if I don't ground myself before I leave the house,
That's fair. There's a method to your madness that like.
yeah, like everyone thinks I'm gentle and calm. It's because I am
You take care of
a
yourself.
little bit chaotic at the same time.
care
So
of
I need to ground myself.
I've seen your burpees. You're chaotic.
Yeah.
Boys, we've got some questions from some members. So I'm going to fire these out. Question number 1, anyone jump in.
Oh.
If you were stranded on a desert island, which other male instructor would you want to be with you and why?
Dennis Moore knows everything about anything, and
I echo
he can
that.
figure things out because
Oh,
he's had every job that you can think of in the
Oh,
world.
that's fair.
That's fair.
That is fair.
Every time Dennis opens with a story, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, and you did that too.
He's
oh,
lived
and you
many
did
lives.
that
He's
too.
lived
Oh,
many
and you did that too.
See, I was gonna
Yeah.
go with Matt Wilpers. He's just smart. I feel like he would know how to get us off that island. You know, he'd be building a boat.
Yeah, no, he would say that you should probably swim and that you stay in zone 2 for
Oh,
the
okay, there you go.
whole entirety
Yeah,
of
I'll
the
survive.
swim.
I would pick Dennis as well.
You picked
Yeah.
Dennis as
Yeah, I'll
well.
pick Dennis as well.
100%.
I know we're gonna party.
And his desert island.
No, think about it. I know we're gonna
Trying to get off the island.
It's like, we're gonna have a
party.
good time.
We're gonna surf and do something athletic.
Yeah.
We're gonna chill. We're gonna learn something.
Yeah.
And everybody loves him, so I feel like the locals would be like, "You guys are good."
No, this is
Yeah.
a deserted island.
Deserted.
Oh, yeah, there's no one else here. That's not going to change things for you.
Still gonna be
Dennis,
I think it's still
Dennis, Dennis, and Wilkins.
Still Dennis.
I think I'm.
Nah, Dennis gonna find somebody on a deserted island. He gonna find somebody.
So I used to work with this guy who I saw swimming across the, and I'm like,
you
what?
good too? How'd you get stranded?
I think you two might have convinced me of Dennis.
Yeah.
I hit
What
it
was
off.
your
I hit it
initial
off with
answer?
Dennis. My first thought would be like Ben, because Ben, if there's a job to be done, Ben is going to come through and do the
Dialed
job. He's a strong boy. He's very stoic. We're going to support one another. We got that brotherhood. We know each other for that time now. And Ben's
do.
going to help me out. Ben's going to help me out strong on there. It's going to be great.
Alex K. I would take Alex.
Oh,
K.
Alex K.
I would take Alex K as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we got to start a fire. We got to hunt food.
Yeah,
All those things. I would
actually,
go
Alex K. Didn't he go on a honeymoon like barefoot across the Sahara? That was his honeymoon.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I was like,
That was
okay,
his trial
sure.
period to be on the deserted island with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, no, he didn't answer. Or did you answer?
Yeah,
That's in
Wilpers.
Wilpers, zone 2.
Next question is, if you could swap places with any other male instructor for a day, who would you choose and why?
What? Okay, sure.
Just see the world through their lens. Have that moment where you're like, wow, this is what it's
I
like.
swap with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would swap with you. I would swap with you.
And why is that?
Country, experience.
Oh, okay. This is a weird question, but okay, yeah. I don't know.
Cody, who do you want to be?
I don't know. That's so weird.
AT, why are you swapping with me?
You want the politically correct answer?
We looked at each other at the same time. I was like,
Oh my God.
come on now.
Look at me, look at you.
I love to see a man blush.
Okay. I thought it was going to be like, spend a bit of time in London.
Come on, I'm trying to live a completely different life.
I was politically correct.
Oh my goodness. Oh, am I supposed to answer?
Next,
Cody?
yeah, what have we got?
I don't know. This is a weird question, but
Oh,
like.
you going straight is the
I
question.
know.
I'm not going straight. No, the gag is I'm swapping with one of y'all and y'all going gay. How about that? So don't wish a Freaky Friday on me.
For you, it has to be a switch reverse.
He said we're switching everything.
Everything.
Team, we're going to go round the table. Okay, we're going to play most likely to.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm going to ask you a question. yeah.
Out of the four of us, or
So
the broader.
For example, Adrian, who do you think around this table is most likely to be late?
That's actually.
It's Alex.
No, it's not.
Is it Alex?
I
No,
think
he's
it's
on military
Alex.
time.
Adrian, please come in my
I don't know that any of y'all are ever late. Cody was the
I guess
first
it's
one
me.
here today, and I guess we were all late, and he was giving it to us.
Not because there's a narrative that I'm always late, but I'm always either early or on time. I love that you said that. Who walked in with you today?
You did. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But at social gatherings.
I'm always late.
Oh, so
That's different. No, that's
I was
different.
all right. Yeah,
Thank
social
you.
depends on. Yeah, I guess it depends on
I
the
didn't
space.
say. I didn't say.
Social gatherings, I'm
I
always
didn't
late
say
too.
in a work capacity.
Oh,
In
okay,
a
I thought it was-
professional capacity, you're on time.
Yeah.
In a social capacity,
I'm always late.
you're
Always.
showing up an hour before it closes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm the same way.
That's fair.
Oh.
Yeah, I just.
I don't need to be there the whole time.
No, I agree.
You also don't need to be there first.
Then maybe I'm the most late.
Really?
Okay.
Because we're factoring in social.
Who's the first to leave early?
Yeah.
You're the most likely to leave early at this table.
100%.
Absolutely.
He's checking out, and you don't even know that
He
he
might be
left.
walking in, he might be like, peace.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, to go
Only
somewhere.
because I'm
to
an
go
old
somewhere
man and I
else.
like to go to bed.
To go home.
To go to bed.
Okay. AT,
Yes, sir.
who's at this table most likely to pass gas during a live cast?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna say it's the pizza eater, the taco eater. I'm having a milkshake and a pizza.
When I got here last week, someone said to me that Cody has a burrito 40 minutes before a class.
Yeah, he's different.
He'll do it right before. Cody, this year 10.
Bust down.
How?
Crazy.
I don't like being hungry. I need to feel satiated. Like I just want to eat. Yeah.
So when you do the out of the saddle and you popping up, you just let one out? Is that what happened?
I'm not denying nor confirming any sort of allegations. I'm not having y'all drag me through the mud. I will confirm that I'm eating during the class.
That's right, baby.
I'm not gonna confirm any sort of
That's right.
Extracurricular.
Make what you will of that.
bodily functions.
Adrian, most likely to make the best first impression.
I would probably say you.
No, come on.
I would say you.
I would. Really?
Yeah.
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 I love that your voice went high when you said that.
Oh, sure.
I don't. I mean, I do think this is why we said we want to swap places with you. There's a swag and a gentleness and manliness about you that I think is welcoming for everyone.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would say it.
Thank you so much.
Y'all want to start dating?
Yeah.
Did you see the hug? You saw the hug. Yeah.
Our connection was serious.
We had a 10 out of 10 hug.
Right.
So we just see what we've
That
done.
was the eye hug just now.
Yeah. But
Thank
you
you
see, it's
so
funny when men start talking like this. They're like, "Is that sexual?" No, we just it's complimentary.
I'm going to bounce straight from that one to who do you believe, AT, round this table, might make the worst first impression?
Oh my
The
god.
worst.
The worst first impression.
I wish we all had water in our mouths in that moment.
It's a rinse and repeat from the gas response.
I'm gonna say Cody, but not. I'm gonna say Cody because he has no filter.
Yeah.
He has no filter. So if the energy isn't aligned in the moment, I think he'll just let you know.
It's like, yeah, I would agree with you just because like I have no filter and like my sort of energy or comedy is very brash.
Yeah.
And so it can be interpreted very poorly.
Yeah.
But once you get to know that that's my comedy, then you're like, oh, I'm in on it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's not worse
It's
impression,
authentic.
but different impression.
It's
Yeah,
authentic.
It sounds like a.
It's
It's
authentic.
authentic, but it's not for everybody. And
Okay.
so like if you're a little squeamish,
That's
you're gonna
okay.
take it the wrong way.
That's okay.
There's a lot of people who take it the wrong way. It's like that's when I get upset, like when certain things get clipped out and like, or you know, doing something, and then people make this sort of judgment, and I'm like, you're not getting the full context of it.
right.
That's right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I talk a lot of shit, but it's just like fun and games. You know?
Exactly, yeah.
That's right.
I would agree.
Who is most likely to turn up at the airport having forgotten their passport?
Oh, not me.
Not me.
Never
Not me.
Yeah, no.
No.
None of us.
9,000 checks before I leave.
Not, baby.
It's definitely not.
Packing
me.
the bag in the apartment. Phone, wallet, passport.
Yeah.
In the Uber, phone, wallet, passport.
Yeah. And then the weird check that you do when you look down inside, you unzip it, you go, that's still there?
Some on the sidelines are saying it's you.
No, you know what? I saw some.
Some are
fingers
saying
being-
it's you.
I saw some fingers being pointed. It could never be me.
Can never be you.
Could never be me.
Never.
No.
I'm not getting.
In actual fact, to such a worry that I'm like, if it's in my pocket, I'm patting it every.
My
5
friend made it to another country with his passport, but it was expired, and they sent his ass right back.
Yeah.
When I flew with Eric last year, we were literally
when
at the gate, and he just went, bro, I don't have my passport. And I went,
Well, you're not getting on the flight, babes.
I said, open the bag up, let's get it all out. Look.
Yeah.
He was like, no, we look, but I don't have passport.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah, it blew my mind.
That's wild.
Blew my mind. No. Like, we're ready to board. I'm like, what's going on here? This is crazy.
So did you still board?
He said, bro, get on without me, I got you. Don't worry, see you later."
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely, I did. That's not gonna drag me down. I got mine.
That's a you problem, not a me.
Someone's like,
Who is most likely to be secretly amazing at karaoke?
I would picture Cody.
I literally.
I hate karaoke.
Karaoke.
Good.
I hate karaoke.
Good.
Like,
It's
worse
not-
than, you like it? No, I hate karaoke. It's probably you.
John!
It's
You
you.
love karaoke. You love
You love
karaoke?
karaoke?
I went on a road trip last year
Wow, it
down
was
the
a
West
trip.
Coast. Started in Seattle.
Uh-huh.
Just had a moment where I'm like, I'm gonna get on the karaoke in here, in a full karaoke bar, like a big
Wait,
karaoke
by
bar.
yourself?
No, with my best boy.
was like,
I said
okay.
to him, we're getting up there, you're doing one, I'm doing one. He said, bro, no, it's not. I said, no one in here is ever gonna see you again, ever.
yeah.
We're both getting up there and we're
They
doing
gonna
this
see
track.
you again though.
Yeah, they are.
They gonna see you again.
Yeah.
Welcome, Seattle. What a night we had.
Did you have fun?
I had a great time.
What song
Yeah.
did you sing?
I hate it.
I did a little Bobby Caldwell number.
Oh, you like went in.
Yeah. And then after that, I left and I put it on my Instagram story. I said, listen, these are the cities that we're going to. I need you to all send me suggestions for karaoke bars in every single one. Every state we go to, I'm going to do a karaoke in every single bar.
Wow.
Got to Portland. Everyone had suggested the same place. We walked in. There was 5 people in there. There was a pool table and there was a guy singing Careless Whisper. I said, we are out of it.
Well, that's what
That's my
Whisper
cue.
hits
I said,
hard.
listen, if I'm doing this, I need an audience. I'm not doing this for 5.
Oh, so you got your reps in now. You need an audience before.
I need to know that I'm getting. There needs to be something on the line here. Like,
I'm so disappointed when people are like, karaoke.
No.
I'm like, oh, God.
I'm not showing up. I'm not
Yeah.
going. If you're inviting me to karaoke, I'm not coming.
Well, what I do is I end up supplying as much alcohol to everyone as I can to watch it
watch
just
them go.
unfold.
Don't ask me.
Go to town.
Support her.
Get off.
Support her.
I won't be in attendance. Sorry.
Boys, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank you enough.
Appreciate you, brother.
It's been a dream.
Thanks for having us.
It's been amazing. It's been really, really great. So I'm so pleased that we could all make the time and be here together and look as good as you do.
Come on,
so look at us.
You create such a beautiful
Is that where
space.
we all hold hands?
Well, this is where we all hold hands. This is a nice moment. Oh,
there we go. Embrace.
Man.
thank you, boys.
Of course.
Well,